want to do a video every week, you have to have some material. I mean, a reason for making the video. And somehow, we expect that all videos will tie together. This is a cigarette rolling machine. You put the cigarette in tobacco and you push this thing and it makes a cigarette. And you can make a pack of cigarettes for about $1.20 a pack, which is pretty reasonable considering that they're like $5 if you go to the store. So this week I was perplexed with a problem. After 4 years of continuous use, my machine had broken and I had to make a choice whether to buy a new machine or stop smoking. And the last video I did was about vanishing Zippo lighters that just vanished. So I bought this new machine and I was putting out cigarettes by the pack, and I was smoking 2 and 3 of them at a time. I was just really rolling. Went to make a cigarette, and I had my Bic lighter, which replaced the Zippo lighter, which vanished. And for some reason, I didn't want to lose it, so I was holding it in my hand, and I tried to operate the machine while holding the Bic lighter in my hand. I pulled the lever. The cigarette shot out one end, and the lighter shot off in... I heard the thud, and I can't find it. Now I've wasted half an hour looking for it, and I give up. Maybe the lighter was taken by the hand of God. Maybe there's a lesson that I should be learning from all of this. But I'm stubborn. I have this lighter. I've had this lighter for a year. You have to strike it 100 times, and then on the 101st time it lights, and I can get my cigarette and smoke. Can we say addiction here? So I thought maybe that's what I should make today's video about. And then a phone call came. Yeah. It was from Danny, a student of mine many years ago, who's far exceeded me. He's now possessor of a master's degree, and he teaches in California at a prestigious high school. Danny said, "Jer, do you remember the dog that doesn't bark?" And I thought back to when I was in the seminary many years ago, and an old Catholic priest who was born way before 1900, and I was in his speech class. I did well in speech. So well, in fact, that I thought I didn't have to prepare. I would pull on the strength of William Jennings Bryan, that great speaker that I thought was so together, so lacking preparation and relying strictly on nice words. I had done a speech, and when I finished, Father Devlin called me over. And he said, "Jeremy." They called me Jeremy because there were 3 Jerrys in the classroom, so he distinguished us. I was Jeremy. He said, "That dog don't bark." Kind of whispered it. It confused me, and I sat down at my desk, and Father Devlin glanced at me, and he kind of smiled. "That dog don't bark." And then it entered my mind that what he had just done was correct me, saying my speech had sucked. It didn't meet his standards, but he liked me. So he had corrected me in a very kind and gentle way. That phone call from Danny was to tell me that he had just said that to a student in the same way, reaching back before the year 1900 to tell a student that the work that he had presented was lacking in substance and not up to the standards that he expected in his classroom. But Danny, a good boy, had corrected him in a very kind and gentle way. I can't help but wonder, maybe that's what education is about. To expect excellence, and when it's not met, be kind and gentle. And I wonder if maybe sometime long after I'm gone, that student of Danny's will be a teacher sitting behind the teacher's desk at the front of the classroom and call the young man up and say, "That dog don't bark." It was the phone call, the vanishing lighter, and the TV program, too, that I think I must comment about, called The Principal's Office. It's in one of those cable channels lost in high numbers on the TV cable. And I watched the way some of these principals treat students. It's without respect. It's almost degrading the way they do that. Maybe they should give thought, perhaps, to the responsibility that they have to mold young people. To think that maybe 50 years in the future, some of their words will still be in the minds of those children they work with every day and mold and shape. I think some of them are on power trips. And I think some of these principals do not really care about the young people that have been placed in their hands. Truly what they do is a prime example of a dog not barking. But when we wonder why respect is gone and lost, maybe it's because those who should respect do not respect. And it teed me off. And I thought I'd do a video about that this morning. About dogs that don't bark. And you can have the finest cigarette rolling machine made by man and still lose your lighter. I'm not sure, somehow it may all tie together, if you will excuse me.